Okay, so marami sa atin dito and even sa social media and even sa mainstream media nakikinig sa tinatawag na herd immunity, HERD. Ano ang ibig sabihin nito? Herd immunity. So basically, the concept of herd immunity is not new actually. It is simple one, but to assert at this COVID-19 if we will have a herd immunity is questionable. Bakit? So, basically, what is herd immunity? So, herd immunity is if 70 to 90% or basically 60 to 80 or 70 to 90% of the population sa isang bansa o sa isang lugar o sa isang probinsya are already immune to the disease process. Secondary to 70 to 90 na katao ay na-infected or nag-recovered or 70 to 90% na katao ay na-vaccinated. Thus, magkaroon ng tinatawag na herd immunity. Now, there are two ways how to have a herd immunity. Again, via widespread infection and, of course, via vaccination. Bakit widespread infection? So, if in a population, if 70 to 90% are infected, that means around 70 to 90% na katao ay carrier na sila sa virus. Hence, those who were not infected na say around 20 to 10 to 20% ay kunti na lang ang chances na madadapuan sila kasi most of the people ay nagkaroon na. So, meron nang tinatawag na protection or herd immunity. And of course, the best herd immunity is through vaccination. But the question is, but the thing is, herd immunity does not come free or herd immunity does not come without any repercussion or any bad outcome. Kasi if we hope for a herd immunity, expect tons of people will die, expect tons of people will get sick, expect there will be a breakdown of healthcare system. So, basically, sa UK, yun ang unang pinanukala ng Prime Minister, ng advisor ng Prime Minister na dapat lahat magpa-infect or 60% ng population magpa-infect para magkaroon ng herd immunity. But they backtrack and they realize because it might flatten the curve, but it will on the dot break down the healthcare system. Kasi the purpose of flattening the curve is to slow the transmission so that the healthcare system won't be overwhelmed. Now, kung ipa-infect mo lahat or ma-infected lahat para magkaroon ng herd immunity, what is the chances na yung mga taong na-infected ay magalakas ang katawan at hindi ma-disgrasya or hindi mamatay, di ba? So, there are risks comes into play with it. But sa COVID-19, can we really have a herd immunity? Or if it does, if it provides temporary protection, how long? How long will it be? Now, the answer remains questionable kasi wala pang data, wala pang massive na data na dumarating. At kung meron man, according to Dr. Fauci, it would be very temporary and very short period. Hence, kung ang ibang mga tao dyan, lalo na yung matitigas ang ulo na gustong magpa-infect, kasi nga, para magkaroon na ng protective mechanism na immunity, do not expect. Kasi wala pa talaga siyang research na magkaroon ba ng herd immunity. Now, paano natin malaman kung nagkaroon na ng herd immunity? Kailangan ng massive testing. Kaya kayong taga-DOH, wag na ninyong patagalin-tagalin pa. Walang perfect na test. Ipanukala na ninyo. Noon pa ako, Marso pa ako, February pa ako nakarinig kay Dr. Duque na magkaroon na ng test in 2 days, sa Japan tutulong. Pero kung walang nagdo-donate, walang mangyayari kung walang nagdo-donate ng test kit. Palpak pang test kit sa galin sa komunistang China. Palpak pa ang test kit, like Dr. Charis Chato. So, this is the thing. Why is it that it is very questionable na magkaroon tayo ng herd immunity sa COVID with the absence of data? Bakit? Kasi ganito. kasi the antibody test will detect the presence of antibody sa katawan ng tao, malaman kung previously historically infected na siya sa COVID. Hence, magkaroon siya ng temporary immunity, pero how long we don't know, or we're not even sure if dormant lang ba ang virus kasi nga wala pang malakihang pag-aaral. Pero ito ang pinaka-sure. In an antibody na present sa katawan ng tao, 3 yung posibleng mangyayari. And one of that is the one what we hope. Example, sa measles o sa tigdas. Kung isang bata ay magkatigdas, meron na siyang antibody sa katawan niya kahit darating ang tigdas every year. Kung sino ang may history ng tigdas ay hindi na madapuan or immune na. Yan ang we're hoping for that type of immunity sa COVID. But it remains questionable kasi wala pang data. Pangalawa, ito yung 3 scenario na kinakatakutan sa mga scientists na mangyayari. At ito yung pinaka-the best, yung tigdas-like antibody na kung yun nga, kung ma-infected ng tao, immune na siya for life, protected na for life. Ang pangalawa ito, HIV virus. Remember, in an HIV-infected na tao, kung hindi active ang process, the virus is still there sa katawan ng tao, dormant or natutulog. And also, there is a coexisting antibody sa tao na infected ng HIV. That means they co-inhabit, they live together. The HIV virus and the antibody of the HIV. That is a very unique cohabitation or they live together. They live in the same host. Yet the HIV virus is not eliminated by the antibody of the HIV. Research-based yan Pangatlo, dengue. Measles, that's the one we hope. Measles antibody, pag na-infected na ang taong nagka-measles, hindi na magka-measles in his lifetime. That is the best case scenario na herd immunity na gusto natin sa COVID. Pangalawa, HIV. Like what I said, ang taong nagka-HIV, kung dormant lang ang virus, natutulog lang sa katawan niya, it also develop its own antibody sa katawan ng host, yet hindi na eliminate sa antibody ng tao na may HIV ang virus mismo. They live together. Evidence-based yan. Pangatlo, dengue fever. Remember, Dingbaksha, what are the classifiers sa Dingbaksha para maging effective siya? Children below, was it below? No. Children above 2 years old, up to 16-year-old, zero-negative patient. What does it mean? Yung zero-negative patient, yung hindi pa nagka-dengue at 2 to 16 years old at hindi pa nagka-dengue. Kung ang isang bata na may prior history na of dengue, kung ma-injeksyonan sa Dingbaksha, maglalong maglala at ikamatay pa niya. Magkaroon siya ng severe form of dengue or hemorrhagic dengue. Why is that? Antibody yun eh. Kung nakagat ka ng Aedes aegypti na lamok, dapat you develop an immunity, right? Kasi history of infection na yun eh. Pero bakit meron ka ng antibody, pero pag bigyan ka ng vaccine ay maglalong lalala? Instead na maging safe ka at ma-protected ka, magiging masama pa sa'yo. So this is the dynamics of what we call immunity. Measles, the best case scenario that we want for COVID. The HIV, the virus in the host live together with the antibody that it created on its own. They live together. But why is it that the antibody detected the HIV virus within the host still cannot kill, cannot fight it off? They live together. Mura magkapitbahay na magkalaban pero chismis-chismisan, magkalaban pero hindi nag-uusap. They co-inhabit, right? And ito ang pinakadelikado kung mangyari man sa dengue na kaso. Dapat kung nakagat ka na ng dengue, you develop an immunity, right? Dapat hindi ka na makagat. Pero bakit kung makagat ka pa or ma-injikan ka ng protective mechanism na vaccine, ay makasama pa sa'yo at makamatay pa, right? So, the scientists right now are really busy trying to gather data Kasi bubusitin ko talaga ang China. Kasi ang China talaga, sila talaga, kung sa mga PDDS dito na I love Chinese Communist Party, do me a favor, block me, don't listen to my blog. Kasi, bakit ako nabubuisit? Hindi ako nabubuisit sa mga Chinese people, my best friend is a Chinese, hindi ako nabubuisit sa Chinese food at nabubuisit ako sa Chinese Communist Party. Bakit? Kasi they bluff the world. Kung tama na dato ang binigay nila, kung tama na kwento or rhetorics or narrative, if they were not controlling the information, the world scientists, sa mga John Hopkins, sa mga Yale, sa mga Oxford, sa mga Stanford, hindi sana maghihirap ngayon paggawa lahat ng dapat gawin. Kasi back to square one sila. Hindi nila kinuna ng basihan ang China. Kasi it's a garbage data. China's data is garbage. Garbage. Their product is garbage. So, back to square one sila. December, November pa yan nangyari sa China. Since with the flawed data, flawed ang extrapolation, flawed ang forecasting, flawed ang intervention. Go back to square one sila. Nung naggrabe sa Amerika, sa France, sa Italy, sa UK, at any other parts in the world, doon sila nagkuha ng datos na basihan. So, ganito, kailangan sila na kumuha ng data na reliable. And it's getting clearer that this COVID-19 is not just a mere family of a coronavirus. It mimics HIV presentation, it mimics altitude sickness disease, it mimics disseminated intravascular coagulopathy, it mimics a high altitude illness, it mimics disease of the gastrointestinal tract, cardiovascular disease, neuro disease, whole body system organ ang katawan ang inatake dito. Sinong di mapiste-piste ditong mga scientist? Sila ng mga scientist mismo nangangapa. Back to square one sila. Nakinuna nila ang data bago lang February, yung nangyari sa Amerika, sa France, sa Italy, sa Spain, sa UK, sa Australia. Nagtutulungan sa Japan, sa Singapore, nagtutulungan sila. Kasi yung in-study nila na binasihan nila sa China, mali-mali ang forecasting. Mali-mali. Kaya nga nagkamali si Dr. Fauci, right? Dr. Krishna Ramoneda. What you call this one? Mali ang forecasting. Sabi ni Dr. Fauci na there is no history of human-to-human transmission. Saan yan galing? Ha? Saan yan galing? Sa CPP, Chinese Communist Party. Pinaniwala ang buong mundo na walang history of human-to-human transmission. Yun ang sabi nilang research study na una dito sa Lancet So lahat ng scientists naniwala din. Of course, they took it with grain of salt kasi wala pang ibang country na silang nauna Pati ang World Health Organization na sa tingin ko connive with the Chinese Communist Party naniwala din. At ang mga bulok naman na hindi talaga na walang wisdom, ako, I am very skeptical on it. January pa talaga. Sabi ko, ito na to. Pero si Dr. Duque, niwala talaga na I love Chinese Communist Party talaga. Lahat ng panunukala na China, 2% lang. You're fine. It's just 2%. It's just like 2% fatality ratio, 2% mortality ratio. Na, bakit ka maniwala kagad? Komunista yan, komunistang country yan. Bakit ka maniwala? I mean, that is very wrong. Their data is garbage. So, the scientists right now are really racing against time. Kung sino man ang pinakamanga hero ngayon on top of the frontliners are ang mga scientists kasi nahihirapan sila. Bakit nagkaganito? Because people are expecting that the herd immunity of the measles will be achieved with this one. Although the virus mutated several times already like a regular flu vaccine, the thing is, ang flu vaccine, ang genomic sequence niya at genomic structure niya ay very stable. Hence, even if mutated several times in a year, kasi nga kailangan tayong short immunity lang yan, 1 year lang yan, dapat magpa-flu vaccine ka, flu vaccine. Once affected ka ng flu, you have the protection for a whole year lang kasi meron na namang ibang type or ibang strain at genomic structure at genetic sequence niya, genomic sequence and genetic structure niya. Hence, meron pa ring vaccine na makikita. Ito kasi hindi. It mutated 3,500 recorded mutation niya. The problem with this is the genomic sequence is stable, but the genetic structure is not. The RNA and the DNA are not, especially at the spike protein. Ito. So, para yung bola, ha? For instance, ito yon. For instance, ito yun ha, ito yung coronavirus sa COVID ha, ito yung COVID. Ito yung spike protein niya. Now, sa spike protein niya, parang lock-and key mechanism yan. It will attach to the ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme 2 na receptor sa cell. Parang mag-latch yan, parang mag-gerger, mag-latch lang ba. So, kung masakto yan siya, makasulod yan siya, papasok siya, it will release its genetic structure, the RNA structure, kasi it will make the cell as a replicating machine, parang photocopier. So magdami, kakainin niya yung ang loob ng cell lahat hanggang mamatay yung cell, tapos mag-replicate siya. With this COVID, hindi although ang genomic sequence niya ay stable, yung genetic structure niya ay hindi. Kasi sa spike nito, merong study na either excess ang hydrogen ion na ang isa naman ay kulang ng lipoprotein ng RNA, messenger RNA. So pag ilatch mo siya, lock and key mechanism, parang yawi ba, susi, hindi na siya magsakto. So ang ginawa na vaccine na trial ngayon, 140 trials, siyam ang merong tinatawag na what you call this one, nasa first phase ng human clinical trial, ay they base it on a stable genetic structure and they base it on a stable genomic sequence. Now, kung magpalit-palit ng genetic structure, ang isang virus, pagdating yan sa katawan ng isang tao na na-injikan ng vaccine na stable ang structure sa genetic structure, genomic sequence, kung ma-injikan yan siya, hindi na ma-recognize sa vaccine na, may bagong dumating na may foreign invader. Kasi, ang nasa memory ng vaccine ay yung stable ang genomic sequence o genetic structure niya. So, ito ang problema nito ngayon dahil sa ng Chinese Communist Party. Talaga, gawa talaga ninyo ito. Talaga ako, mabuisit talaga ako kasi naaawa ko sa mga scientists dito, sa mga John Hopkins at mga everybody's trying to do the best para ma-extrapolate lahat-lahat. Pero walang nangyayari kasi para siyang, kung para lang siyang stable ang lahat, ang both genetic structure at genomic sequence, para lang siyang flu vaccine, we can do that. But ito kasi hindi So, the problem is, sana hindi siya maging katulad sa HIV virus na 35 years na wala pang vaccine na nakikita. Yun ang problema. So, subscribe to my channel, official YouTube channel, kasi doon na ako magbablog para hindi nakawin sa mga magnanakaw. Real talk discussion that matters sa YouTube, at magpa-contest tayo doon katulad sa ginawa ni Madam Maharlika na magpa-contest. At hindi pa kasi ako maka-live doon kasi kailangan ng 1,000 subscribers. So, kung gusto ninyo ako na mag-live, mag-subscribe kayo doon, i-share ninyo ang YouTube channel ko para abot tayo ng 1,000 para maka-live na ako doon. Not unless hindi ako maka-live, hindi abot ng 1,000 subscribers, hindi tayo pwedeng maka-live. So, and then eventually i-close ko na tong Facebook kasi nga hininakaw. Thank you for tuning in Real Talk Discussion That Matters. Amping kanunay, mga parinti, kahigalaan, relatives in Rwanda, Cebu, and Fairfield, all over America, all over the world, sa Mars, sa Pluto, sa tanang tao sa buong kalibutan. I love you all. God bless. Bye-bye. Being Habuneti. Thank you. Bye-bye.
RenderForce.com